around. In fact, I can see many female engineers. So we are proud to be engineers. And with this, I will plead to all the female engineers in this house to please stand up. All female engineers, please stand up. All female engineers, both students and our mothers that have started working. Yes, all female engineers. In fact, the equation is balanced. Equation is balanced. Please, yes, we are more than the men, and that is why we are here. Yes, back to the question. A student asked a question on opportunities for female engineers. That is why I asked all the female engineers to stand up, so that you see our mothers that already started working and they are here. You can see that for agric engineers, we have opportunities. In research institutes, we are there. In the academics, we are there. In private sectors, we are there. So we are proud to be members of WABEN. That leads me to the brief talk on WABEN. WABEN is Women in Agricultural and Bioresources Engineering of Nigeria. This was established in the year 2021 by the NEC of NIAE under the chairmanship of Professor A.F. Alonge. WABEN started as a committee for interaction by women agricultural engineers. The pioneer chairperson of WABEN is engineer Mrs. Idiat Amusu. That happened to be the first female agricultural engineer in Nigeria. NIAE NEC meeting NIAE NEC at an emergency meeting held on the 28th of January, the year 2024, under the chairmanship of Professor J.O. Olaoye, approved the appointment of Professor Koinde Taiwo as the new chairperson for WABEN. She would have loved to be here, but due to some other engagements, in fact, she is presently out of the country. But I believe she will join us, if possible, on Zoom. WABEN is not just a committee again. WABEN is registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission. And as we are talking, WABEN is the women wing of NIAE, just the way we have APWEN under NSC. We see that, in fact, as women agric engineers, we should be proud that we are here. As we are talking, we have over 100 members. We've been able to get over 100 members. And I will briefly talk about the executives of WABEN, so that if you see any of the executives, you recognize them. The chairperson is Engineer Professor Koinde Taiwo. The vice chairperson, Engineer Professor Ozunde Zinash. The secretary is my humble self, Engineer Dr. Adamado Christiana. The technical secretary is Engineer Professor Koinde Jayoba. The financial secretary, Engineer Taiwo Owa. We also have our representatives from the 6 geopolitical zones that we have in Nigeria. So at this point, I would like for us to start, because we have limited time, just like the moderator earlier said, that we have limited time because we don't want our people to miss their flights. So we'll briefly talk on the theme for our discussion today. And the theme is Achieving Food Security, the challenges of women and rural farmers. And that leads to our discussion for today. At this point, I welcome all our panelists for this discussion. Without delay, we will start from the extreme end, to my right. And I'm starting, before I go to the panelists, there is somebody here today that is very important for us as youths. For our students, in fact, you will benefit from that person. We have a youth who is into private sector. She is here also to tell us her experiences when it comes to agricultural engineering. And the person is the founder and the CEO of Etama Farms and Agro Consultancy Limited here in Abuja, in person of Lady Gladys Etama. Please, wherever you are, stand up for recognition. You are welcome. She is a passionate farmer. Today, we'll get to know more about her and her experiences. So I will move straight to engineer Mrs. Udo, where she will start with the theme, and she will give us brief talk. Please, we are moderating our time, and that is why engineer Nneka Wagugu is here with us. So please, we'll talk for 3 minutes. In fact, in less than 30 minutes, we want to round up this program. Our aim has been achieved by us coming here to tell us about WABEN. Thank you so much. Over to you, Engineer Udo.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Please permit me to stand on the existing protocols. I am Engineer Antia Udo. I want to briefly talk about women in irrigated agriculture. As we all know, we know that irrigation is only to supplement rainfall. And so we need irrigation. We have different types of irrigation systems, ranging from surface irrigation, we have the sprinkler irrigation, we have the drip irrigation. The surface irrigation is usually more economical, and the operation and maintenance is easy to use. Sprinkler irrigation, initial cost is very high, and then it's often exposed to theft. The drip irrigation system is economical, it saves a lot of water, but all of this irrigation system, you have to have some factors when you are designing them. You must have your land, the topography of the land, the source of water, and the crop you want to irrigate. Some of these crops, irrigation systems are favorable to one crop or the other. Like for drip irrigation, you cannot use for cropping large rice farm, because the water goes directly to the root of the crop, and so you need like surface irrigation for rice production, and sprinkler irrigation you need for large areas of land, and then a lot of water is wasted. So if I want to advise the farmers, women, on what system to use, basically the surface irrigation is more economical, although the drip irrigation system is locally fabricated today, and you have it all over the market. You have the pipes, the emitters that are locally fabricated, and once you have your water source, like you have a tank, you are good to go with the drip irrigation system, which is called the family irrigation system. I advise women they can use, and also in getting women into irrigated agriculture, you must adopt some strategies. Before you get into them, you must be able to talk to their heads, the family heads, advocacy visits to traditional institutions, where you get the buy-in of these traditional institutions, and then you also need groups, women groups that they trust. Going into the community means it's not just, because communication is not just one-off, and so you have to persist, you have to go speak with them. If you already have an irrigation system in the place where they are, you can speak to them through the Water User Association members or through the cooperative group, and often you must establish reason why you want them to go into agriculture. You tell them the benefits. Why do they want to go into agriculture? What they stand to gain, the barriers. We know that sometimes most of our of the systems we construct does not take the need of the women into consideration. And so in constructing an irrigation system, you must take the need of the women into consideration. Information, how are we able to disseminate the new technology we are bringing to them? Is it to their own advantage or disadvantage? If they are able to disseminate, how are they able to adopt the technology we are bringing to them? The technology must be beneficial, it must meet their needs, they must accept it. And using that technology, what is the outcome? What have they achieved? Are we able to follow them? Do we go for feedbacks? Do we monitor and evaluate their progress? All of this must be taken into consideration when we are encouraging women to go into irrigated agriculture. Thank you. Can I continue?
Please, let's put our hands together for Engineer Antia Udo. In fact, she has really addressed the talk on irrigation technologies in order for us to enhance food security. Because of our time, we'll move to the next person. If you look at the stage, you'll find out that we not only consider the women, we have also looked into the aspect of our men giving us food support. And that is why we have the National Vice Chairman here with us today, in person of Engineer Professor J.C. Adama. She is somebody from the academics. And he will be talking to us briefly, sir. You will tell us the role of research in agricultural engineering in promoting the realization of zero hunger. Yes, that is the questions we are throwing to him. So 3 minutes for you.
All protocols observed. He said research, and I want to add research and development. If you do a research without developing it, you have not done much. So we are looking for the role of research and development in agricultural engineering for achieving zero hunger. The question is, can we achieve zero hunger? Technically, yes, but physically, no. Now, research is very, very important. Remember that in engineering, farming started from early men who used stone. That was what we call, history calls Stone Age. They used stone to farm. From stone, we moved to cutlass and hoe, to slash and till the soil. From cutlass and hoe, we moved to animal traction. From animal traction, we went to tractors. And then we are going close. Developed countries have gone to artificial intelligence. And now we are moving to artificial intelligence in Nigeria. So we now have 4 levels of agricultural mechanization. It is due to research. It is the research that made us to move from each stage. We're moving from each stage to each stage because of problems. Problems cause it. For instance, population started in those days when the early man were using stone and stone to farm. They were satisfied. Before the independence, our forefathers mobilized, the colonial masters mobilized our forefathers and gave them cutlass and hoe to clear the land and produce the little they could eat. These things were satisfied. But population started increasing geometrically. And so the need to feed this population started coming up. Not only that, taste of Nigerians started moving from ordinary food to processed food. So we still need to go to processed foods. These things have made it possible that research has to come in. We only moved from each state to the other state through research. If you don't do research, you won't know what happened. If I tell you how the tractor started, you know that it is research that took it to that level. And the research by agricultural engineers and in agricultural engineering. And that is why many people in agricultural engineering are going ahead, achieving so many things. So when we research and improve mechanization systems, you are going to generate employment. 1, you are going to attract foreign exchange Because in those days, when we had the granite pyramid of the north, palm produce of the east, and cocoa of the west, we were getting enough foreign exchange and employment generated. And again, so many things associated with it. You cannot move from one stage to the other without research. And that's why research is very, very important in agricultural engineering. Thank you.
A round of applause for our National Vice Chairman. Please, that is not good enough. We are talking about the National Vice Chairman in this case. Thank you so much. Thank you for that wonderful support given to us. In fact, I'm proud to have him here. That means I can balance in the midst of his executives because the men are here to support us. Thank you so much. Yes, we'll move to the next panelist in person of Engineer Esther Oluniyi. She is from the ministry, a director. In fact, looking at her, you will know she's a big woman. Please, a round of applause for her. And she will be telling us on the role of the Federal Ministry of Water Resources and Sanitation in ensuring food security in Nigeria. That is why she's from the ministry. You are welcome, ma'am.
Good afternoon, all. I align myself with the already established protocols to save our time. Let me just mention that the vision of the Federal Ministry of Water Resources is to provide safe and sufficient water for cultural, social, economic development of our great nation, Nigeria. And in doing that, we have many departments in the main ministry, and then we have agencies that are carrying out programs, projects, initiatives for this purpose. Just to mention to those who may not know, under the ministry, we have agencies such as National Water Resources Institute. We have Nigerian Water Management Commission. We have Nigerian Hydrological Services Agency. We also have 12 river basin development authorities that cut across the whole federation. So as you are here this afternoon, you are located in a place that you have a river basin development authority covering your area, which you can walk to know what we have, what programs, and what you can tap into in terms of being a farmer using irrigation facilities. Now, I am from the Department of Irrigation and Drainage of the ministry, and our programs that we have are enormous. One, we rehabilitate existing irrigation projects. We try to rehabilitate existing irrigation projects. We also try to develop, other ones. But what I will talk mainly today, because of our time, since we are looking at women vis-a-vis irrigation and agriculture generally, we have a program that we tag Promotion of Gender Participation in Irrigated Agriculture. In order to achieve food security in Nigeria, irrigation is very key because it will enable all year-round farming, that there will be no idleness from the beginning of the year to the end. During the rainy season even, you may need supplementary irrigation when the rains stop. Abruptly, you may use irrigation to supplement so that there will not be any gap and the crops will not be affected negatively. And then during the dry season, you will also irrigate. This provides job opportunities for the women, for the youth, and for the men as well. And this will also contribute significantly to food security. This afternoon, I want us to be a bit more practical. It will not take time. I want to allow the woman farmer, a youth, to tell us what she's doing, and I expect us to be able to tap into that opportunity of the skills that she has. Because I feel at this point it's not just coming together to hear all the seminars, all the presentations. There is need for us to be practical. And this is also key into our program the initiative in the department that we call Irrigate Nigeria. As you are seated here, when you leave this conference, you must identify where you are going to be doing your farming. And it doesn't mean that you have to travel 10 kilometers to your farm. You can have hydroponics within your neighborhood that will not be far. You can have vertical farming. You can have greenhouse. Any form of irrigation practice or farming that will enable you to just do it to complement your work is needful at this point, so that we contribute in one way or the other to boost the food security in Nigeria. So without wasting time, let me call our youth farmer, Lady Gladys Oteme, to give us her experience. And then she's a consultant. She built capacity. You know, you can invite her. She has greenhouse of different sizes. So after her, then we also have short clips of video by Engineer Antia. So once we are done with the two, I think we are done. Please, you have the floor. Thank you.
Please come over. Please come. The young lady you are looking at is a passionate farmer. And she has over 7 years of experience in hydroponics, greenhouse, and open field farming. She grows vegetables of various kinds and also train. Here she's going to tell our youths here, the students here, the lady that asked that question on the opportunities for agricultural engineers, I believe she is here, so that from our experience, we will be able to understand that for agricultural engineers and for females, we have a lot of opportunities. Thank you. You are welcome. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Please permit me to stand on the existing protocol. My name is Gladys Etema Igomu. I'm the founder of Etema Farms. We are located in Gwagwalada. I've been working in the different farms for about 7 years. So about 2 years ago, I decided that, okay, let me come to Abuja and start up something for myself. So we have greenhouses, we have hydroponics, and then we also practice vertical farming. We produce tomatoes, bell peppers, habaneros, different vegetables. We service malls in the town, and we have some clients that want specific vegetables that ordinarily will not grow outside but in the greenhouses, and then we supply them as well. We also do trainings for people who are interested in greenhouse farming or hydroponics or vertical farming. Through irrigation, we have been able to grow crops. Like our farm is located.
Da dai noma a nan maza muka barwa. Sai daga baya albarkacin wannan ruwa da aka sako mana shi, har matan ma kansu ya waye, muka gane yanayin samun amfanin da ake da jin daɗin rayuwar shi. Don gaskiya a cikin garin Arginan nan, ina da yaƙinin muna da yawa wanda muke noma mu mata, kuma muna samun amfani. Kuma amfani yana mana kyau.
Noman da tirimin ta nuna mana, har muka hau muke yin shi. Alhamdulillah yanzu ina da mashin nawa na kaina wanda na siya da kuɗin noman tirimin, domin kawai ina bayarwa ana min aiki da shi, ina samu ina sufarin gona in gyara wuri da duk wannan kuɗin da nake samu na hayan mashin din. Alhamdulillah wannan abun ina jin daɗin shi sosai, wanda kuma ba zan taɓa mantawa da shi ba.
Yadda na fara shekaran da na samu bugu 7 din nan, na cire bugu 1 na aje na kunun gyaɗa. Shi nake ta yi, da na zo na sayar da shi ya kare bugu 1 nan ya kare, na samu riba kusan 30,000 da abu. To riban nan ban aje shi aka ba, sai na ɗauka na siyo kaji na bitinare. Na zo na yi kiwonsu guda 25. Na kashe kuɗi ya kai 50,000, amma abin da na samu 100,000 da abu. To kaga na samu riba, kuma hanyar kasuwa na ya budo. A cikin shi na sake cirewa na sayi akuya.
Daga noman nan na samu jari, har na haɗa da wa'yanga sana'o'in. Yanzu haka akan wannan sana'a ita ce muka lalura harkar yare ta makaranta, da kuma ci gaban mun sai mashin mun ba da haya. Sannan kuma idan za a so mana kaya kuma da wannan mashin da aka yi mana jirganiya kuma muna ba da kayan ana shiga mana da su ƙauyuka haka ana tallata da shagunoni don muna ba su masu sabi.
Taimakon da timin suka yi mahaifiyata ta yi noma kuma amfanin noman ya yi kyau kuma ta biya mun kuɗin neko kuma neko ɗita na yi na ci kuma ina so na ɗora karatu da ina godiya ga mahaifiyata ta biya mun kuɗin makaranta kuma ina godiya ga timin saboda ita ce ta taimaka mata ta yi noman har noman ya yi kyau.
Noman ma ban ma iya yin amma yanzu da aka gyara mana sikin kowace mace a nan wajen da waɗansu a gida wallahi noma suke yi. Muna so mu kwace noman ma daga hannun mata. Da muna cikin wahala, muna cikin wani ƙangi wallahi muna cikin wahala. Kai baka noma ba, kin je kin takura wa mijinki dan faɗa kaɗan ya sake ki. Yanzu ko matar tana noma, shikenan miji na noma, kaga simple yanzu mu ba ki san aure ma wallahi.
Rimin kan gaskiya ta ba mu alfanun da ta ba mu da muna cikin ƙungiyar rayuwa amma yanzu rayuwar mu alhamdulillah akan noman da muke yi mun biya ƴaƴanmu kuɗin makaranta na ɗaya kenan mun yi wa ƴaƴanmu sutura mun ba su abincin da za su ci.
Na taɓa yi tun farko na samu buhu 2 buhu 1 to amma yanzu lokacin ba mu san yadda za mu yi mu gyara wurin ba shi yasa ni samu wanga ƙaramin abinci amma yanzu da muka samu mun ka iya gyarawa na yi buhu 20 har 30 ma.
Tsakani ga Allah mata a yanzu idan su ya ƙara buɗewa da wannan GBN ɗin ka gani ba abin da za mu ce sai dai mu ce Allah ya saka musu da alkhairi duka.
Gaskiya akwai bambanci da muke kawai watsa shinkafa muke.
Solar tent dryers of which some of our honorables and senators they have adopted in their constituencies to serve as a community drying centers. We also have all these our technologies to take care of root and tuber, cereals and legumes, pulses, oil seeds, fruits and vegetables. Presently, we are working on solar cooling system, tapping energy from the sun to solve the problem of losses in fruits and vegetables. Also, when we combine all these technologies, we now have incubation centers in Nispri as a training ground for people to come. As a matter of fact, we have women, 3 women using our incubation centers. We have the fish smoking king. There is a lady who just graduated and is not ready for a white-collar job. He's taking up the fish smoking king, which uses 3 sources of power, the charcoal, the electricity, and the gas. And she's selling and she's doing packaging. We have another one, Dara Foods. She's into pap with different flavors. She will pack it and sell. There's another lady combining food for diabetic people. She's using garden egg to mix with food so that diabetes can be solved. So in Nispri, a lot of research has been done. And we also have the outreach center. All the technologies we have developed to solve post-harvest losses reduction, they take it out to farmers. We train farmers, we train women in agriculture, we train industrialists, we train coppers on how to use all these post-harvest handling technologies. Also, whatever we have documented, we have a library that can publish it for scientists to use. This is what Nispri has done to promote post-harvest losses, working on their mandate, which is reducing post-harvest by ensuring quality, safety, and availability of crops. Thank you.
Yes, let's put our hands together for her, please. No, you are not clapping enough. All the panelists here need, thank you. In fact, with this, you are encouraging us. That means next time, we will do better than this. Thank you for your support. Yes, at this point, we will only call on one of our fathers here. In fact, he has a question for one of us. So we'll call on our guy here, in person of Engineer Professor Michael Faborode. Yes, no problem, sir. Okay.
Okay, it's on now. Thank you for the opportunity. 2 levels. I thank WABEN for this innovation. That our women have grown big now that they are flying in their own wings. So we should clap for NIAE and the men in particular for granting our women the opportunity. Secondly, all the panelists that they have been able to enlighten us. And if there is doubt in the mind of any of the young ladies who are here, they know that actual engineering is the way forward for food security in Nigeria. Now, my question to our highly distinguished presenter on agroponics. That is an area that the youths are now facing very well. And I want to thank her for coming here to tell us. But she didn't tell us one information, that we also encourage the youths. She should have said she's a millionaire, Naira millionaire, and dollar millionaire, and Naira billionaire. So I want her to provide that information to encourage people.
Thank you so much, sir. Actually, the farm has been very helpful. We are 2 years now, and we have been able to get income. Actually, we are putting to develop the farm, and I can say that even though I'm not working with the government or working anywhere, I'm able to take care of some bills and do things, and we are growing. It's lucrative. It's something that if you go into, you'll be happy you did. And it's very easy. You are not going to be dirty. My fingers are not so dirty. There are days I get dirty, but it's very easy. When you are doing it, people look up to you, the old, the young, they want to learn it, and it's very simple. There are different systems of hydroponics that you can even start in your backyard using bottled water. You use the wick system. It's very, very interesting. If you follow us on Etema Farms on Instagram or Facebook, maybe if you DM me, we can organize something so that we'll know more about it, especially for the students and the young people who are interested. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So that way she has more time to talk to us.
Thank you very much for that answer given. We are concluding. And before we do that, the Secretary of WABEN, I want to introduce her properly so that her introduction will encourage more ladies into agric engineering. She's Engineer Dr. Christiana Adamadi, and she's an Assistant Director in NCAM, National Center for Agric Mechanization in Lorry. For the girl that asked this question, these women here will encourage you. So I want to thank everybody that participated in this panel section, our panelists, the man in our midst, who also encourages women. The national chairman is saying something which I wouldn't want to announce. He said he's donating his vice to us. So I really want to appreciate all of you. Thank you for being here. And I will also advise that the NEC of NIAE should encourage us more. At least APWEN has grown to a certain stage that they hold their conferences in all parts of the country. We also travel for SWE, and I would like to encourage agric engineers that are growing up, especially women, to join in this trend, and you will not regret being there. I am still yours, Engineer Nek Anwagogo, the immediate past public secretary of this great institution. I'm also an agric engineer. I work with Proda Enugu, where I challenge men. I'm proud to say it every day, because I head the agro and agro-allied division, where all the agro-processing machines are being built and produced in Proda. And in this, I want to appreciate one person that has encouraged me as a mentor. I wouldn't want to leave this stage without calling him. He's none other than Engineer Professor Peter Onwalo. He took me to my first conference and said, you must present a paper, and I'll teach you how to do this. And since then, 2014 till now, I've never missed an NIAE conference. So his encouragement is worth emulating. Please, for all other elders that are here, pick students and encourage them. All these students will continue to attend NIAE conferences, and they will never regret it. Thank you very much. As I call on the
National Technical Secretary to lead us, to guide us on what's next to do. Thank you very much.
Please, can we put our hands together for Engineer Nena? And I think I need Neka, sorry, I have another Nena here, don't worry. And more importantly, can we please put our hands together for this set of panelists for a wonderful job. Well done. Let's clap for them until they get to their high seats at the other side of the auditorium. They've done very marvelously well, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And I'm sure the young women here are also inspired by the achievement of these ones. You can go higher than that, actually. All right?